Þetta er sem har spalt landsdystir medan det blir
Ja,
en
det är
spelare.
västkip.
So this is the players' lounge. Many people coming in here for the first time expect it's going to be really luxurious. Well, you can form your own opinion of that, but this is it. The usual routine when there's a game here is that the Manchester United players drive up to the ground in their cars the evening of the day before the game. They park up and they then get taken off in a coach to one of the big hotels in Manchester, spend the night at the hotel with the management team. They have a pre-match meal at the hotel on the day of the game. Normally have their pre-match meal about 4 hours before kick-off. That would obviously give them plenty of time to properly digest the food. And they then get brought back to the ground in the coach. They would normally arrive back here about 2.5 hours before kick-off. So this time tomorrow, the players will either just have arrived or be arriving, and they come straight in here. On a match day, the tables and chairs that are stacked up round the corners there, they're set up down the middle of the room with tablecloths and stuff. Just a room for the players to relax in before the game. They're in here on their own. The manager doesn't come in here before the game. He has his own lounge just down the corridor. Players just sit around in here, watch the televisions, read the newspapers, look at the match programme, and then about an hour and a half before kick-off, the players go across into the dressing room and they start their preparations for the game. After the game, players get changed. Some of them have their own private box, so once they've got changed, they'll go straight up there to their box to meet up with their friends and family. The others, they'll come back in here once they've got changed. You'll see down at the far end on the left, there's some hot plates, so the players just help themselves, sit down at the tables and have some hot food in here after the game. You may have noticed the creche when we came in. That's where the young children belonging to the United players can be looked after. If the mother wants to watch the match in the stand outside, the young children can be entertained in the creche. International Honours Board here is really the centrepiece of the room. To get your name on one of these panels, you must have played for your country while you're a Manchester United player. Now, lots of names and numbers. I usually pick one out to demonstrate how the panels work. Perhaps is it okay if I use a Danish international? I'm not going to upset anybody.
Use Michael, please.
Right, okay. Well, that's easy. Peter Schmeichel then. Yes. Now, 2 columns to the right of the names. Peter Schmeichel's case, you'll see there's a 70 in the first column. The first column tells us the total number of times Peter Schmeichel played for Denmark while he was here as a Manchester United player. The second column tells us the total number of times he played for Denmark in his full international career. We don't do these on a match-by-match basis, by the way. We wait until they leave or retire, put the totals. Any player that's still here, like Lindegaard, there's nothing in either column because we don't do them on a match-by-match basis. Peter Schmeichel, for a long time, was the player on these panels with the highest number of appearances for his country, but more recently, come down here, another goalkeeper, Edwin van der Sar, he played 130 times for Holland. Now, whether he just stayed on long enough as an international player to beat Peter Schmeichel's total, I'm not sure, but he did just beat it by 1, and then he retired. So that's how they work.
What's that plan? What's that plan?
I don't know. I don't know. Interestingly, the first international at this club 1887, Welsh international Tommy Burke. So the club was established originally in 1878. Wasn't called Manchester United in those days. It was called Newton Heath, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway Cricket and Football Club. Quite a mouthful. Fortunately, that changed in 1902. A guy called John Davis saved that club from bankruptcy, and he had the very good idea, I think, of changing the name from Newton Heath to Manchester United. So it's been Manchester United since 1902. Right. What we're going to do in a minute, when the other groups left the dressing room, we're going to go in there. When we get in there, you'll see shirts on the wall with the players' names on them. The regular players always sit in the same seat. So you'll want to sit in your favourite players' seats. But when we go in, the way it works best, we'll go in. You all sit down quickly anywhere, wherever there's a space. I'll speak very briefly about the dressing room. Then you can do your photographs, okay? That will give you more time for photographs doing it that way, trust me, okay? Let's go and have a look. I don't think the other group will have left just yet.